The New Year's guy.
Hey,
It's almost.
Wait,
it's
almost midnight,
It's
guys.
almost midnight on New Year's.
What?
Who are you gonna kiss?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Let's
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, we're doing it right now.
Yeah, we're doing it right now.
Sorry.
Oh, you messed it up.
No, we can edit it.
Not the intro.
So I think, to be honest, the most important moment of political moment of the last epoch has been the Kanye campaign. Would you not agree? That has made more waves. I don't know of anything else that happened really within the realm of American politics other than the Kanye.
I remember a
campaign.
few other candidates, but I have to say Kanye stood out when he said what he said about Kim's abortion.
What did he say?
I don't remember, but
Oh man, yeah, I saw that Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah,
I need to watch more Joe Rogan, to be
Yeah.
honest.
he got deep. You know, he was some deep, sad stuff. You should go check it out because I don't think I'd do it justice by retelling, Kanye's deep personal story on our podcast.
I think Joe Rogan was actually also gonna run for president, or people wanted him to.
People want everybody to run for
That's
president.
my vote.
People want Ben Shapiro to run for president.
I'd vote for you, Brett.
Really?
Yeah, a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Either of the Schaller brothers, because I know you guys would team up.
Yeah. He could be my VP. It would work.
You could be like the next Kennedys.
Yo. Wait.
And we all die.
Oh no.
Welcome back to That Was Mint. It's a podcast.
We talk about stuff.
And today we're rejoined by one guest and then joined for the first time by another guest. This is our first brothers on the
Yeah,
podcast.
brothers on the podcast.
Wait, you guys aren't?
No.
No.
We had the Marx brothers on a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Wright brothers. That
And
was
the Wright
pretty cool.
brothers. That was a crash and burn.
Oh.
Yeah, that was not.
They didn't crash. They were
Sick.
famous for flying well. Anyway,
We
this
had the
is-
Wachowski.
The
We had the Wachowski, and then
Mhm.
who else did we? I don't think that's all the brothers we've had, huh?
Coen brothers.
Coen
We
brothers.
emailed them a lot.
Yeah, we emailed them a lot. They never came.
They
on.
never came back. Max and Brett Schaller,
The illustrious,
the
Yes,
illustrious.
yes.
I'm
the
so
dynamic
sorry.
duo.
Yes.
How you guys doing?
We're doing
Yeah.
okay.
Doing okay. Good.
Could
Yeah.
have been a better year.
Could
Mm.
oh yeah. We're filming
Well-
this on the last day of 2020. By the way, won't
Yeah.
come out before the new year, but just for reference.
Yeah, it'll be a look back,
Yeah.
or maybe not. Maybe we don't want to look back. Maybe we want to look
Maybe we
forward. We'll see where the wind.
There's
takes
a
us.
lot. There's definitely a lot to cover. I don't think we could do 2020 justice by
No.
any means, but
Impossible.
I don't think it deserves to be done justice. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, on the
Good
topic
point.
of 2020, then, what I know this year had some highs and lows, and probably some higher highs and some lower lows than other years. So, what would you guys say? What were some of the highs? What were some of the lows for you too?
It's a good question.
that's a good question.
That's a good
It's a
question.
good question.
Ah, man.
Hey, you could just give me.
How
a
real
high.
do you want me to get is the
You
question.
could just get me a low, as real as you want to get. Millions of people are gonna see this.
Let's see. Well, for my mom and dad out there, got a lot of time with you guys.
Mm.
A lot of time at home
A lot.
A lot.
with him too.
Yeah, that's good. Some bonding.
Blessing.
Yeah, we're brothers.
Yeah.
You
Blessing.
guys are brothers?
Yeah.
Shoot. I had
Wait,
no
you guys
idea.
are brothers. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I had no
We're
idea.
broskies.
I'm sure it's a different experience being home with your parents older, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially since you guys have gone away.
Honestly,
you
it
know?
feels like our parents haven't aged as much as we have.
Mm,
You know?
Interesting.
Because my parents kind of just like timeless. Like they just
Yeah.
run COD, run the world,
They run a franchise.
and we're just left alone to grow up.
And as we progress, they become more childish to us.
No.
Oh, wow.
So in 10 years, you'll be where they were
And
when
they'll be
you
like,
were children.
Yeah, and depending on the heights that we rise to,
Mhm.
when we match up against them, it's gonna be like,
Wow, that is real.
yeah.
Because
That's not what I was
sometimes you
thinking
get to
what-
an old age and you're kind of like baby status again. You can't really
It's true.
take care of yourself.
That's
Wow,
what, and
that's
that
deep.
reminds me of something I was thinking about today. Actually, adults are just big children.
Yeah, it's weird. 'Cause I've had that exact same thought.
Really?
Not like that. There's no other way to word that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you or me at one point. You had the same.
Yeah.
You
And they
just
s-
had more experience than
Yeah.
I.
My rationale is everyone's just like gets to 12 and then just like that's it. They say like, "Oh, you are who you are at 28." 12.
After 12, it's just social skills.
Yeah.
But from
And if something happens to you, obviously,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna change.
Big
But
life
if you're
events.
just left
Yeah.
alone, like at 12, that's who you are.
Yep.
That's how it's gonna be.
and that's why the way you're raised from 0 to 12
Ooh.
is important.
After that, kick them out.
After that, if you effed up, you effed up.
If you have a
They're
12-year-old,
effed up.
kick them out of the house.
That's what birds do.
Yeah.
They learn to fly and then out the nest.
Yeah.
And we have to learn to fly metaphorically.
They gotta
But
work
are they
by
12
the
years old in
sweat.
bird years? What is?
I don't
how
know
does
how
that work?
bird years work.
Bird you?
I don't know.
I always imagine just them shoving the eggs and then just cracking.
How do they
Well,
figure-
sometimes they just die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they figure out what egg is a bird egg and what egg is just like an egg you eat?
Can you not eat bird eggs?
Max.
No, I mean like what egg?
Hey, I'll let you figure it out.
I think the bird eggs are a little more.
Wait, bird eggs are
spotted
just
and
regular
weird
eggs.
looking.
Wow.
But the regular eggs look nice and white. I think that's like 1 out of every 10.
Yeah.
Those
Is
are like
that-
that's like one of those irrational kid fears.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
how like just like if I crack an egg open, a bird's gonna
No,
come
but
out.
I've seen videos where people like they
Crack
buy
an
an egg
egg.
from the store in a carton and it's like they like realize it's still alive and they like keep it in like the right conditions and they hatch.
Looks like the
Yeah.
rooster
Yeah.
slid in there, man. Like, dang.
With his glizzy.
What a sly rooster. Sly cock.
Sly rooster.
I was going to try to not say glizzy the whole time.
No, all
but-
time, but you can't.
The
It's
pull is too
okay.
I
strong.
We
can't
allow
do it.
we
I
allow
can't do
speech
it.
like that on this podcast.
To be honest, Brett is the one who got me to start saying glizzy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really. It's just like the minute I heard it, I knew. Like I could
Yeah.
not say it.
True.
Glizzy.
Yeah.
Glizzy.
No, I love that word. It's a good
Yeah.
word.
No. It's kind of like a newer thing.
It's
Yeah.
this new thing. You guys have not heard of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great in a year though when someone says glizzy and people are like, what?
Like, don't say glizzy anymore.
Don't
it's like
say that.
swag.
It's not. That's
Except
not cool
I feel like
anymore.
swag is kind of timeless also.
Yeah, swag is pretty timeless.
I've said swag a few times and gotten some
Yeah.
looks, but maybe I was just the wrong crowd.
Like
I think it's
No, it's the wrong crowd.
Definitely, it's gonna get worse from here.
Mm.
You know, like our the generations below us are gonna look at us and be like weirdo because
Yeah,
we're gonna say
yeah.
swag. It's gonna be just like when our parents are like tubular or like something like that.
I feel
One
like
of-
Tubular's made a comeback. Though. Like Stranger Things,
Mm.
little 80s like.
Mm,
retro.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, one
but
of
if
my,
like a 50-year-old says
Oh,
it,
yeah.
you go. Ooh, you
well, if a
cringe.
50-year-old says anything, you're
yeah,
just like,
yeah. Anything other than like real estate and like gardening
Yeah.
tips.
I had
basically.
one of my aunts when she was in high school. They said party hardy,
Party hardy.
and they all said it.
party hardy.
Mm.
It was also rural Wisconsin, and that's
Yeah,
all
I
they
was about
did.
to say that's a rural kind of
Yeah.
like phrase.
Yeah.
Hardy,
Party
party
hardy.
hardy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Wisconsin.
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 Never
a
been to
state.
Wisconsin.
Have any of you? Have you been to
Yeah,
Wisconsin?
a couple times.
Really?
Many times.
Yeah, I mean.
We have family there.
Oh wait.
Yeah,
Did
bro.
Nathan go to Wisconsin? No.
No,
He went
no.
to Michigan.
Brett went to Michigan.
I did.
Michigan.
Yeah,
Brett.
that's me.
Michigan.
That was
Brett
me.
went
He
to
went to
Michigan.
Illinois.
Yep.
That's right.
Yes.
And I went to an
Ele-
hour down the road.
The left.
He went to
That's
right.
one way. That's one way to describe you.
You
Sarah.
went-
Yeah.
in
You
multiple ways.
True. I mean, right now in this moment.
Yeah.
If you're watching this at home, go left. Keep
And-
going.
mhm.
Eventually, you're gonna find Max.
Mm.
That's actually not wrong.
No, it's not.
It's right.
Because if you go left enough,
Mm.
You're going right.
True. True.
How up can you go before you start going down?
Oh, so we're gonna get into that kind of stuff.
No, I just wanted to.
Well, no.
No, no,
If
no,
you
no,
want
no,
to do
no.
that,
No, no, no.
we
I
can
was-
do
no,
that.
no.
aren't
Yep.
you engineer?
I'm an engineer. I designed the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, I built it
Okay.
up from the ground up. Got a couple Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it
We're
was.
talking financially. How high up can you go before you start going down?
Mm-hmm. They say you got to spend money to earn money, but how much before you start losing money?
Exactly.
Mm.
No, I was thinking about this the other day too, because I'm a young guy. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm trying to get
Mhm.
rich,
Oh,
right?
entrepreneur,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
The thing about that is,
Money.
if I get super rich, do I want my money to define my relationships? That's the question. Because if you get super
Mm.
rich, people isolate themselves because they can't trust anybody.
Mhm.
Max, I'm gonna give you some advice right now. Get rich, just don't appear outwardly as rich.
Mm.
That's like the only kind of rich person that's kind of like, a lot of rich people can be kind of like,
Yeah.
But I feel like the most down to earth ones and the ones you can actually
Yeah.
relate to are like the ones that just dress normal.
Yeah, you want to be like
Yeah.
an Adam Sandler
Yeah.
rich. Have you seen pictures of him?
Mhm.
Just
Oh, he
like
wears the big baggy
Oh,
shorts.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
plays
Man,
basketball
if
every
you
like,
day.
he
wore
looks like
that.
a drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you literally
Like
something
if I was a
that.
billionaire and I dressed like this, I guess you wouldn't know.
And no one
No.
would treat you any different,
Yeah.
you know?
Unless they knew I was a billionaire,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't?
If they recognized your face, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you're just some nameless,
Yeah. If I was in like
Entrepreneur.
stocks,
Hedge
Yeah.
funds,
hedge
Yeah.
funds.
mergers.
and you could only really, you could see to trust people, and then, if you feel like you trust them, you really like this person, then you can let them in on that kind of stuff, because,
Yeah.
it's a good person.
And I think that's why most rich people are just friends with other rich people
Yeah.
because you're on the same
Mm.
level. Like that's why movie stars date models.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There was some ad that played. There's a commercial going around. It's for like MacBooks, and it's just all these actors and celebrities like on laptops
I
at their
saw that.
home.
Yeah, it was just
And
like,
it's like, wow, we all use laptops. And I'm like, no, if you're like Tom Hanks, like you're not just at home Googling. Maybe he is, but
Well, maybe.
no, yeah. After we saw that, Max and I saw that ad, I took a picture of Max on
Yeah.
his hard at work on his
Oh,
MacBook.
I remember that.
Lady Gaga, Tom Hanks, Spike Lee, Max Schaller,
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Is it like they're their own, like, class?
That's
Like, it's
what I
like
mean.
the
Like your
tiers of society. They don't go out of it.
Your brain
like
just
noble
doesn't-
blood.
Your brain just doesn't operate the same when you're a rich person.
Mm,
It's kind of weird. That is like nobility, modern nobility.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It's like you're on a whole different social playing field, and you
Mhm.
interact with people differently. That's wild.
Yeah.
But
I think it was that the commercial framed it like, wow, they're getting all their work done on this laptop.
Yeah.
Like, they're just like us hustling on
Oh.
their MacBook
Yeah.
Air on the couch. Like, no, they're probably just watching YouTube for a second.
Yeah.
They're agents doing a
Yeah.
bunch of stuff.
some rich people work really hard though.
Oh, some do, absolutely.
And
But
they're into email.
they're into email.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Email's
email
like
all
the
time.
professional.
They
way,
love
yeah.
email.
Yeah.
I've heard email is the thing.
Tom Hanks is probably deep into email, bro.
He probably has like 100 email accounts.
Just can't stop emailing.
He has like
Sometimes
millions of messages.
Sometimes I email myself.
Sometimes I email
send-
myself.
He's just checking email all day, every day.
Dang, that would be
Yeah.
crazy.
On his phone, the little blip next to it, it's just 1.4 M.
No, his phone is just all Gmail apps.
It's
Just
different email apps from different people.
Oh my God.
Man. Do you have
Yeah.
a list there? You
Yeah,
have
I do.
something you were
Yeah.
gonna-
Well, rich people, all that stuff. I want to share a thought with you guys, and I want to see what
Okay.
you guys have,
Okay.
because I know, Max, you're quite a cerebral fella.
Oh,
we
yeah.
can get into deep topics.
Yeah.
All right, here's my prediction: 2020, looking forward, the
Mm.
next decade. What I think is gonna
Let's take
Okay,
it easy.
what?
You don't sound very optimistic.
happen. All right, it's all gonna start. It's gonna seem so innocent.
Okay.
The post office.
Mm.
It goes out of business, and Amazon takes over as the official government-sanctioned mode
I could see that.
of post.
Basically, already are.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Okay. So Amazon is in control of a, albeit small, part of the government. It's in control of part of the government. Sets a precedent. Okay.
Yeah.
So on, some
Wait,
other
sets a
corporate
precedent.
a precedent. This has happened
President is later
before.
down the line.
It can happen again.
Mm.
This, and usually when it's something that's beneficial, it'll be done again and again.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
other corporations say, hey, I might want to do that.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, Google buys Bitcoin. They own all the money in the world. Next thing you know, we don't vote anymore. We're voting on Twitter. They're just putting it out. They're tweeting out. The
You just
next
put a
bill.
poll.
How many upvotes it passes?
Right.
You realize Twitter's gonna be Congress. The president is gonna be like Bill Gates' AI or something, and like he's like, this is the perfect person to lead us. Like that's my prediction. So we'll look back. We'll see.
So you think that it's gonna start with companies getting these mean ass deals with the government to control parts of transportation and mail and stuff like
transportation, thought, anything.
Yeah.
The government does so much. What if the DMV gets absorbed by
Uber.
Uber.
Yeah.
Literally, you go through Uber now to register for your driver's license.
Yeah.
It's way more fast than the DMV, though. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
We get deeper and deeper.
But then you
into
got the
hole.
people. The CEO of Uber is at the same time a private CEO, but working for the U.S. government.
Or the government.
He's not elected.
Or the the government's working for him. Well, yeah.
But anyway, so you'll see big tech monopolies, large, family dynasties of these tech giants in this, new age of mega authoritarian dystopia.
Dang. Well, I mean, I hope not.
Sorry, Max.
I hope not. I mean, a lot of what you're saying is, I don't think it's too far off, but we're gonna need some honest Abes out there to save us.
This is the future if Brett Schaller doesn't get into politics. This is what happens.
If Brett doesn't get into politics.
I mean, my thing is, starting off this decade with the pandemic, awfully convenient, if you ask me. Awfully convenient.
Awfully convenient.
Like, everybody's like looking, it's going to be the roaring 20s. Saw that somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like,
everybody's saying it.
And everybody's saying it.
That's true. It's true.
And you start off with a global pandemic. Everybody's home. 9 months plus. Convenient.
Whole pregnancy.
Convenient. Yeah, you can have a whole pregnancy in your house. Never leave your house.
You don't even register your baby anymore
No.
because you're at home.
No.
They don't even know it was born.
Yeah.
Dude, are there like mystery babies now?
This whole generation of babies who weren't registered rise up.
They're like ghosts.
Yeah.
He's not on the records anywhere.
Those are gonna be my silent minority, actually.
Some guy in a server room. Get me his records.
There's nothing on his file. Why? There is no file.
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
They all don't even really have names either. They're just like human beings.
They're just like 7.
Yeah. Yeah, they have numbers.
And there's a date that was preordained for all of them to go outside and gather at a certain point on the earth.
Oh gosh.
Where are you getting this?
Dude, I don't know.
Real specific. You're like, and then they'd gather on July 7th, 2038 at
7:48.
It's okay. At
shouldn't it be
7:42
like
a.m.
Good age, 18, voting age, adults.
So if these people were born in 2020,
Yeah, 2039.
I mean, 2039, because they're born in 2020. You got to give them all a chance to be 18.
Wow.
So they're legal.
I feel like we just made a movie.
I think we did. So are you privy to some dossiers giving you secret information or something?
My mind is a dossier.
Yeah, my mind is a dossier.
Nah, I think it's all speculation at this point, but after this year, man,
I don't know.
anything can happen, man.
I don't know that'll happen in 10 years. That seems.
Hey,
I don't know.
seems
Life's
fast. I
moving
mean,
faster now.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but
a
I'm
lot's happening. And
I'm
a
saying
lot
it's been
shorter
accelerated
time.
by the pandemic.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
saying I hope it doesn't happen in 10 years,
Mm.
but you never know.
But the thing is, things have a tipping point, and this COVID thing could have been a tipping point. You never know till you know.
But then what happens when it tips? What you
Downhill
said.
slide, and it gets exponentially just
Not the fun kind of slide.
because you think about it, bad things or even collapse of things or new things, it all happens very fast,
Yeah.
And then once it happens, things stay the same for a long time. So this next decade could be an epoch of change, in the
And this
world.
next decade is the beginning of our professional careers,
Yeah.
It's a fun time to get started.
So
I
let's
literally
go.
used professional careers in my notes. I said that.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, my mind's a dossier.
I'll say I'm really happy I'm not in high school or public school
Oh,
during all
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. There's a lot of reasons for why I couldn't, but
No.
I do not envy high schoolers or middle schoolers or elementary school kids
Oh.
having to focus on laptops all day. That's
Yeah.
insane.
I said this on the last podcast, but kids aren't getting educated the way that, like, if you don't have in person, it's so hard to focus that the young kids like won't learn how to read, and then we're gonna be an illiterate society.
Oh no! Do you think they did that on purpose? Because if you're
Maybe.
illiterate, you can't think. Like books are important.
Yeah.
I feel like people. It doesn't matter. Like in like the medieval times, most people were literate, right?
And
They-
they were
they-
easily taken
yeah,
advantage
they
of
still-
and
still do.
served.
No, bad the Middle Ages were, bro.
They
No.
were slaves. Like,
But
what do you mean?
I would argue that most people are illiterate nowadays, and they're still just as easily manipulated. They're just like as much, if not more, sheep than they were back in the day.
Sheep?
Sheep.
Bah.
Bah.
Wait, Sean the sheep.
On the sheep.
True.
Sheep.
Let's give it up for Sean the sheep.
That was like claymation, right?
Yeah, he was the
Yeah.
little sheep,
Mhm.
obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I made a claymation when I was
Obviously.
Obviously.
What do you guys think about marathoning entire movie franchises in a day?
Ooh.
Okay, I was thinking about this also. Weird.
Mhm.
I know.
Yeah.
I think we're on a
Super weird.
mental link.
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
been really cool.
I
But
think
I was
we-
thinking about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Diagonally.
Diagonally.
I've never watched it all in one day.
Neither have I.
But you've watched it all, right?
I have watched it
Okay.
all.
Neither have I.
I say because
Hey, it's December 31st, man.
I saw somebody that was watching all of the movies today.
Harry Potter?
Yeah, of all the Harry Potters, and I was like, those are long movies.
that's-
Yeah. Well, when do you need to start? Like,
They started like 4 a.m.
you
I
gotta
think.
start.
Oh no! Nope. Wouldn't do
But
that.
the thing, like, and I love Harry Potter, but I think that if you watch that many movies back in a row, by the time you get to the last one, you're not even enjoying it
Yeah.
anymore.
No.
Because those are 2.5 hour movies. I think the shortest one is 2 hours 10 minutes,
Oh
and,
my.
Chunky movies.
and that's the last. And I just rewatched them all. and
Yeah.
Chunky.
I'm rewatching them in
So
an
good.
unconventional order. We're going 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, 5, 6, 7, 1 and 2.
Yeah, 7, 1, and 2. Yeah, 7, 8, whatever. So 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8.
What's your guys' favorite movie of the 8 movies?
It's
Or you
Prisoner.
can say movie and book, because I know people have
Oh,
different
true.
opinions, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys read all the books too?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm
Yep.
rereading them.
I haven't.
I'm
I
on.
haven't read all the books.
Oh man.
I'm rereading Goblet of Fire right now.
That's a good one.
That's a long book. There's 10 chapters, and they aren't even at Hogwarts yet. Like, it's chapter 11, and they're on their way to the Hogwarts, and I'm like, what?
But it's crazy that beginning of that book, the Quidditch World Cup, the Death Eaters showing up.
That's the fourth
book-
one, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
man.
nuts.
Book-wise, it's one of the better ones, I think.
Mm.
And I'm a big fan of the first book, just because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
super easy
Yeah.
to understand, and it's not complicated yet.
The fourth one's so fun.
Oh, it's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But my favorite movie is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mm.
Always.
The whole like time travel, like oh yeah, that's really
It's just, I think it's the best one.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was not a big novel reader as a kid, and I kind of regret that.
Yeah.
I wish I
Yeah.
would. I wish I had a deeper knowledge of, different book series that aren't just like.
Kids like today,
Okay.
kids these days. Here's
Kids
here's
these
this part of the show. But really, like, kids just don't have a book series, I think, that they
Yeah.
can kind of latch onto.
Well,
and-
I loved my favorite thing was Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Good stuff.
Those are
I-
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I clowned my way through those books, bro.
I don't.
I lived on those pages.
I wouldn't put those in the same league though as like any.
It's a different style.
Like,
It's different.
It's like bordering.
It's
on
like Flat
It's
Stanley
bordering
level.
Comics. You think?
True.
I would,
It's like it's kind of a collection of comics.
It's like a kid's book with pictures.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Like I
little.
know there's
But-
those books that have a picture every other page.
Oh,
Remember
they
those?
Yeah.
great illustrated classic.
Yeah.
Rip Van Winkle.
Stop, Brett. Stop.
Dude, you're making him.
But back to the marathon thing. I
The
just
marathon,
I
yeah.
think like I think watching like a movie a day. If you're gonna watch Harry Potter and
Yeah.
you watch a movie a day for a week, and then you have an extra day at the end because
Yeah.
there's an 8th movie.
Mm.
I think that's fine because
Mhm.
that's 2 hours a day you're spending. You're also eating and like resting and doing other things with your time.
Pooping.
But I saw
Pooping.
there's like YouTube videos I'll see of people that are like, I just watched Lord of the Rings for the first time, but they watch like the extended version, and they watch them all in one day. And I'm like, dude, that's like 16
That's
hours.
brutal.
Yeah.
So by the time they get to Return of the King, they're like, I wasn't enjoying it as much. It's like, of course you weren't, because you're sleep deprived and you've been staring at a screen for 10 hours.
I'm definitely.
We did that, and I wanted to die. It was terrible. It was
You
horrible.
watched all 3?
We watched all 3 together.
I did?
remember? Yeah. In like middle school.
Oh, I think we tried to.
No, we
Oh,
did
yeah.
it.
Oh, we
but
did
it was
it?
like
Oh,
we were
yeah.
like,
It sounds like a good idea on paper, where you're like, oh, I'll watch all of Harry Potter today.
Yeah.
And if you can do it and you genuinely have that energy, like, that's insane. But
Also, I feel like if you're gonna do it with someone else, you both have to be equally committed, or else there's one of you who's sticking it out and enjoying it, and the other one's like, I want to stop, which makes you want to stop, which makes it a much less enjoyable experience.
yeah. And that's just not even how movies are like meant
Yeah.
to be watched.
Yeah.
Like,
I was gonna say a second ago, I'm a proponent of whatever you're doing, like movie, reading a book, writing, whatever. You gotta like give yourself time to stop and stare and look around the room and like soak in whatever information you're hearing or writing about.
Yeah.
Like if you're reading a book, whenever I'm reading a book, I always read it, and if another thought comes into my head, I'm just like, sick, and then I keep reading.
sick.
Like you just gotta let your brain like make those connections.
Another
first,
file just enters the dossier. And
Another
Yeah,
file
yeah,
enters the dossier.
adds up. Yeah.
It just all adds up.
Same with movies. You gotta watch one and then just be like,
wait, so you're saying you pause it in the middle?
damn.
You pause.
No, not in the middle of the movie. Like
Okay.
when you're reading, you can pause.
Yeah,
but movie, you watch the whole thing and then
Yeah.
you'd be like,
movies. I'm
Bruh.
locked in. I'm
yeah,
focused.
I'm locked in. I'll pause if I have to, like, if I have to go to the bathroom or if
Yeah.
I'm like dehydrated and need water or something. But my family's very like, whenever I'm like, don't pause, we're not pausing.
Like shut
They're
up,
like, "Come on."
just do it.
I'm like, nope, just do it. Just sit down and just don't be on your phone. Just watch. Just watch the movie. Just see what happens.
I can't do it. Like you can be on your. You can like look at your phone for like a second,
Yeah.
but you can't be like on your phone like
Yeah,
during
yeah.
a movie.
Yeah.
it's like, come on,
Yeah.
man, come on.
Come on.
It's like the age of distraction.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're in.
It's like what happens just simply watching a movie.
Yeah.
You got to be doing 4 things at the same
Yeah.
time.
I think, like, I'm on Christmas break right now, and what I've done this break is I haven't had Instagram the whole break,
Wow.
which has been nice. Same with Snapchat, except I re-downloaded it a couple days ago because I met this girl at the beach.
Yes.
And we started snapping, but then she didn't respond, so I just deleted it.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's been nice to like be away from that, you know. I've been reading Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen.
Wow.
Yeah, get me into that like antebellum South kind
Yeah.
of feel,
Yeah.
you know.
Just going back to when you were saying like reading things as kids, it's not like to further the point. I just think it's a funny story. Like when I would read Harry Potter books like for the quizzes they'd make you take.
Yeah, the
and,
AR
like,
tests.
Yeah, AR
tests.
tests.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
had
hold,
them for
like,
all the
45
books.
Because they were worth a ton of points, and I
Yeah.
was like, wait, this gets rid of all my points, and I'm reading Harry Potter, and I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
So
And
I
Harry
read
Potter was one of like the challenging ones. You get extra.
Yeah.
It was like one of the
Yeah,
red ones.
yeah, the thicker ones. In
Yeah.
the end, you got more points because they're higher
Yeah.
reading level.
Mm-hmm. Which, to be fair, those books are gigantic. Like they get
Yeah.
too big.
It's just the print size.
Yeah.
Like she could have fit the last book in probably like 400 pages of a
Probably.
regular book.
Okay,
What are they
but I
normally?
want to say like the 6th one, the 5th one is like 800 pages.
The 5th one is
Yeah.
the longest book. It's literally like 850 pages. And even she's been like, well, she said some crazy things too. But
Oh,
She
yeah.
said some
Yeah.
crazy
She said
things,
some-
hasn't she?
she said some other stuff. But she has said that was the book she would want to cut down.
Mm.
Like she was like, I regret making that as long as it was.
But honestly, when I read it as a kid, I don't remember it being that long. For me, it was all like I was just there
Just
for the
zips.
ride, and I was
Yeah.
just like loving it.
Oh
Yeah. I
don't know.
listened to the 5th one on cassette.
Really?
Yeah.
Cassette.
Cassette.
Dang.
Yeah,
Cassette.
man, cassette.
I thought you were gonna say audiobook, and then you
No,
said cassette.
cassette, bro.
You get it from,
Oh,
you get it from
man.
the library?
What?
Where'd you get the?
Yeah, the library,
Yeah,
dude.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I
Like
was-
the Glendora Public Library.
Yeah, it wasn't. I didn't live here at the time.
Oh.
It was at a different public
Okay.
library near me.
Wait, where did you live before?
San Gabriel,
Wow.
San Gabriel.
the heart of the San Gabriel Valley. That was me.
That was me.
I started this town.
The heartbeat.
And then you left, and now it's dead.
Now it's just going to the
Yeah, San Gabriel's
dogs.
been on the decline.
Maybe I'll have to return
Tragic.
Save it.
to save us. Save
Yeah.
the SGV. So I know are you sporty guys, right?
Yeah.
We're pretty sporty.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the sports news? I don't watch sports, but I love sports news.
Well,
Honestly.
well, COVID is doing bits right now
Yeah,
in the sports world.
yeah.
COVID is making teams bank. Well, I'm thinking of soccer. Like, I'm actually mostly thinking of British soccer.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the top leagues have trillions of dollars, and then everyone else is bankrupt.
Oh, so
'Cause there's
all
no fans,
the
you can't
small
pay
and
for
minor
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
And
can't
it's
sell.
huge over there too.
They can't
right?
sell the scones
The
at the
scones.
games. Just kidding. Whatever they buy.
Would you like a scone?
Yeah, but the sports world in general, like COVID, is just
Honestly,
effing
like,
everything up.
Maybe it's just me, but like even like when like sports came back in the middle of like the summer, whenever they came back, it didn't really like I didn't pay that much attention to them honestly. Like as like you think that like having no sports and then getting back that taste, people would be like locked in. But I feel like I remember reading somewhere that like all like the NBA finals, like all the views was like were way down,
Yeah.
and like people just aren't like people have more important stuff to worry about than.
Yeah.
I really think it takes, like, the fact that there's no fans is such a like detraction in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. Like, one,
Yeah.
it's not as exciting to watch. If you love the sport,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a big baseball fan, so I still watched the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
But it was so different because every time they hit a home run, it'd cut to the stands. There's nobody there.
No, there's the little cutouts.
Yeah, there's little cutouts, but like in some stadiums,
Yeah.
they don't even do that.
Or
Like,
yeah.
like-
Atmosphere is important, dude.
and it just changes the way athletes play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
If there's no fans, a lot of players focus way better when they're just playing. Like,
I
it's
think
batting practice.
In the Premier League this season, like, there's been way more goals than usual, and that's because people aren't locked. Like, defenders aren't locked
Yeah.
in the same way as they
No.
usually are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
if one team is better than another, and there's no fans, like home fans, to like freaking get their boys going, they're just gonna
Yeah.
get rocked, and they just
Yeah.
lose by a lot.
That's how it's been in UFC. It's been kind of like the fights
Mm.
are a lot more drawn out,
Yeah.
and no one's like throwing these big knockout punches. It's
'Cause there's
usually someone's getting put on the floor and beat really, really bad until they just can't get up anymore. And it's just like that. Like, that's not how the sport's supposed
Yeah,
to be.
you
It's supposed
should
to just
be-
be like clock, and everyone goes.
It's super like uncanny valley. I just like watching the artificial crowd noise that they
Oh.
pump in
Yeah.
is so dystopian. To like,
Yeah.
they're still playing a sport for nobody. I mean, TV, but that's it.
Yeah.
And there's these fake computer fans going, "Yay!" when like something.
For the NBA Finals, you had. I thought that was cool when they had the, like, people
The
would zoom
screen.
into the game,
Still though, it's
Those were
and you
cool.
see Obama like watching the Lakers play,
Obama's just there.
or like The Rock.
Hey, there's me, Barack.
But yeah, the crowd noise is just weird, man.
LeBron wouldn't have won. Come at me, LeBron. Any day, anytime.
LeBron
Nah, actually, don't do that. I'm scared of LeBron James, but I don't like him.
All right.
LeBron lives right by me.
Really?
Anyway.
Really?
He's your next door neighbor.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come for him.
All right. Just say what up.
All right. Speaking of LeBron and that, he's said something like, he got quoted like recently by saying like, "I'm proud to know I'm part of two of the teams that won the hardest NBA championships ever."
No.
Because he was on the Cavaliers where they came back,
Okay, that's
which
fair.
is a hard one. But then he
Yeah.
said this season. So,
No.
do you think this season was a difficult season, or do you think it was way easier?
difficult, but difficult for everyone, man.
Yeah.
So I don't think he has the right to say that.
Everyone wasn't on their A game, so
Yeah.
he does not have the right to say
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's just. I don't know why he's just trying to hype himself up so
Yeah.
much and be like, "Oh, I'm the great. Oh, I'm so great. I'm gonna
He's
go."
like, "Where's my respect?"
Yeah, where's
Like-
my respect? It's
Like he's
you
not
don't
the
get
highest
it.
paid person in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, as a Laker fan, I love the guy. He's a beast, but like, he's got an ego. But I
Yeah.
like it.
Well, I feel
I
like
think
when you're that good, you have to have an ego.
you gotta.
It's
Yeah, I think
part
there's
of the package.
it's like ego balanced with like just confidence in
Yeah.
yourself. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's tough. Like
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, the QB for the
Mm.
Bengals, he said so. He got tackled. It was like a dirty hit, and he got up, and the ref didn't call anything. And he was like, "Hey, when I'm the GOAT, I'm gonna get that call next." And like this dude's a rookie, so
Yeah.
like you know.
Also, though, wasn't there a time where he got tackled and he was like, "Hey, good tackle,
oh,
man."
yeah,
or
he's like,
something
"Good
that.
tackle, man."
He's like,
Good tackle, man.
he's a nice guy.
He's a
But
nice
yeah.
guy.
Sucks. But Speaking of rookie quarterbacks, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert is the greatest of all time. He's the quarterback for the Chargers. He's a rookie, and like he literally wasn't supposed to play this year. They had another quarterback, and then that quarterback's lung got punctured
by a staff.
By a
Like
staff
there was a
member.
conspiracy that the staff
like a medical,
it was supposed to be like some like
like a painkiller
minimally
type
invasive
thing,
like operation in the
which they do
staff.
all the time.
Yeah.
And this dude
Yeah.
messed it up and punctured his lung. And then they were like
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod.
Tyrod.
And then they were like,
Tyrod.
yo,
He's like the most average quarterback
Yeah.
the league has ever seen.
and then-
Actually, he's worse than average.
and then they said, Herbert, you're in. And then he balled out and almost beat Patrick Mahomes. So
Yeah.
Ooh.
But I mean, they were
Dude's a
like
beast.
5-10 or whatever they are. But
no, they're not great, but
Yeah.
he's really good.
yeah.
All right, let's get it on the record. What's the Super Bowl?
Okay. Well, I always mix up AFC and NFC, but we'll go Chiefs,
Okay.
AFC, right?
AFC, yep.
NFC, dude, I gotta go Packers.
Yep.
That's legit, probably.
Chiefs, Packers.
Yeah. I
Nah,
was
Bulls Packers, bro. That's what
Bills,
it's gonna be.
Packers.
Bills Packers.
Bulls,
Bulls
Packers.
Packers.
Michael Jordan's
Chicago
gonna
Bulls, baby. They're going to the Super Bowl. no, but I think it's gonna be the Bills and the Packers.
Bills.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Justin knows.
Yeah, this guy predicted the Bills' last Super Bowl. We watched the Super Bowl, and I was like, "Who's going to be the next Super Bowl?"
oh,
and
you
was
predicted
like,
this last year.
and he was
This
like,
was
"It's
my
going to be the
last
Bills. Watch." And
Really?
they're,
Did
like,
you predict
balling
anything 2 years ago before last year's Super Bowl?
I just remember predicting playoff games and doing pretty well.
it. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I think it's going to be Chiefs and Packers. I love the Bills, but I don't think.
The Chiefs are just so good.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
they have the sauce.
The sauce.
they have the
Like
sauce,
Mahomes has the
the
sauce.
ketchup.
Tyreek Hill has the ketchup. They got all the condiments. They got
They
Travis
won last
Kelsey.
Huh?
They won last year.
They won last year.
Ooh.
And it wasn't
Go for
close.
a double
It was like-
whammy.
Well, it was close until.
okay, you're right. But
I mean, when the
49ers were winning. For
yeah,
like
the 49ers were up
half.
like
I feel
21
like
to
it
3
kind
or
of felt
something.
inevitable though. Kind
Oh,
of
it felt
okay. Like Patrick Mahomes and the squad,
Yeah.
they're just gonna take cheeks. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
feel like- were we saying
I
that?
disagree.
Were we pretty much confident?
Yeah.
going into it?
Uh,
Yeah.
I was like, no,
gonna
it's
be the
them.
Chiefs.
Because they play that like, cat and mouse type thing where they're like, oh, you're doing so good, and then they come back in the second half and just destroy. it.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
against Houston.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Like 24-0. Sorry, we're gonna win by like 30 points.
Yeah, and then they did.
was that this season?
That was last playoffs. The
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yo, what school is Matthew McConaughey a professor at? Because I'm trying to transfer.
Well, he went to UT Austin. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure he's a Longhorn
Right.
or whatever they do.
Rock out, man.
Yeah.
Imagine him being your teacher. He's like, hell,
I would
queen,
love that.
hey,
He's a
class.
teacher.
I would love that.
Yeah.
Teacher.
what does he teach?
No, isn't he like just an
Alright,
honorary
alright.
professor, or is he actually a professor?
He's
I
a
think
professor.
he
Or
does-
teaches like film classes?
He's not like you'd come in third period and he's like, I got a class after
Yeah.
this. He's like got a class
He's
probably
got lectures.
yeah, probably like
does.
once every 2 weeks or so.
Oh,
comes
sure.
in and is
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
I think he teaches like screenwriting or something. That sounds familiar. Like they look at a scene and they go, "This is how I do it." Or
This is how I do it. All right, class. Today we're gonna be doing some exercises.
Some finagling.
Some
finagling.
I fell into a Matthew McConaughey YouTube wormhole the other day.
Oh.
Yeah. It was actually a while ago, but like I watched a video on how he met his Colombian wife or whatever she is. I watched a video. I read his whole Wikipedia.
Nice.
I don't know. It was mostly because I watched Dallas Buyers Club and I watced
Interstellar.
Interstellar. I rewatched Interstellar.
Yeah.
And then and then I was like, this dude's a legend. Oh, also Sahara, like
Oh,
Yeah.
Sahara, dude, that was my. That's how I fell in love with him.
Yeah.
Sahara.
That was where the romance began.
Yeah. Did you see the Rogan episode? The interview?
He did one.
did
Joe
he interview
Rogan?
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've honestly never watched a Joe Rogan
you would
podcast.
really like it.
Never.
But if you like McConaughey,
No. Anyway.
oh, yeah. Is that it? Is that all the Matthew McConaughey movies you've seen?
No, I've seen
You've seen Mud?
No.
heard
Oh,
of
I've
it.
seen. It's about. He's a lawyer. Is it called like
Lincoln Lawyer.
Lincoln Lawyer?
Yeah.
I watched that. Yeah, I watched that over the summer
I watched his.
in my COVID depression.
No, but I watched his most recent one. I think it's called like The Gentleman or something. Have you guys heard of it? It was okay.
Where did you watch that?
I watched it at home. It was on Amazon.
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 Yeah.
I think that was one of the only movies that actually was out like in theaters before
Yeah.
everything happened.
And it was okay.
No.
Oh, it was in theaters in like February.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn.
Here's some sad news, boys. Last movie I watched in a theater was 1917 in January.
Wow.
It's been like a full year, almost exactly, because I think I watched it like on the 4th or 5th or something.
Oh man.
I think The Lighthouse was the last thing I saw.
That was like September of 2019. Jeez.
I've heard good things.
I love The Lighthouse.
Well, yeah, I've heard
What
good
is it?
things about it too.
Patton. What's his
Yeah,
name?
Robert Pattinson.
Robbie Pattinson.
Robbie
Patton.
P.
Patton.
The
Patton.
boy.
Patton.
Patton,
Pending.
the boy.
Patton. I
What
love
was the
him.
last movie I watched? I think it was. What was like the last big movie to come out before 1917?
1917.
Before 1917.
1916, right?
I saw.
1916.
I mean, I remember in the fall of
Yeah.
2019, I saw Parasite.
Parasite was
Parasite
great.
was good.
Yet to see it.
So good.
Oh, I also saw Little Women.
Okay, that was like December, so you
Yeah,
probably-
December.
Yeah.
I think I saw something else. But I don't
Do you see that
remember.
with a chick or like your mom?
I saw it with like a group.
Oh, okay.
Of
okay.
chicks and non-chicks.
Excusable. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, there were chicks. I mean,
So yeah,
Was
probably.
There
your
was a
mom- Was your
handful.
mom there too?
no, it was at college actually. It was
Hmm.
they had a pre-screening before it was out in theaters. The Bruin Film Society.
Wow.
The Bruin Film Society.
I also saw what is it? What is it called? It was another Korean one like Parasite, but it was like
Trying to think.
fudge. Can't remember what it was
I
called.
can't remember.
Yeah.
Train
was
to
it about?
Train to Busan.
Train to Busan.
No,
Yeah,
no, it was
that's what I
about. It was
gonna
about.
Train to Busan.
There was this kid who got accused of like doing something to this girl, but it was like falsely accused.
Oh wow.
But it
Gone
was like,
Girl.
Heavy.
no. Okay, this is a random question, but did you guys ever see the movie Boy Erased?
That's the one with Russell Crowe, right? He's like going to like gay conversion therapy,
Yes.
right?
Gay-
Never
no,
saw
I
it.
haven't
It
seen
was
that.
about
Wait,
conversion
Is
therapy.
it
Yeah.
when Russell Crowe was young?
That sounds
No,
heavy.
no, no.
Young? No.
No.
It was
This is
like
a recent movie. This is
recent?
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, this was like it's directed by Joel Edgerton,
Oh
the
wow.
dude from Warrior.
So it's heavy.
It's heavy.
It looked heavy.
Oh,
It-
I don't
it was
know, man.
heavy.
That's heavy.
I went to that movie not knowing anything about it. My friend was like, dude, don't look
Mhm.
up. Just walk
Just
into
check
the
it
theater."
out. Yeah.
I thought it was a horror movie. And then I realized it was just conversion therapy.
It's probably a horror for them.
Yeah, it is. Was it horror for you? For reasons?
Speaking of,
I mean, it was definitely scary.
Speaking of Parasite, I was seconds away from not watching Parasite. I was gonna watch Charlie's Angels.
Oh jeez.
I had nothing to do, and I was like in a funk. And I was also
You were
really
in a-
Oh,
tired.
wait, like the new one
The
with
new
the
one.
woman?
Yeah, with the women.
They all have
Women in
women.
it, dog.
Oh, okay, but like it was with the new woman.
Because
Yeah.
they were out at the same time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I came off of work and I was really tired and
Mm.
really hungry, and I was like, I'm gonna go see a movie because I gotta check
Oh,
something out.
pre-pandemic.
Oh, pre-pandemic. This was when I was in class.
Yeah,
in
no,
person.
Parasite came out in like September.
Yeah, this was like
Okay, okay.
October,
2019,
September.
Yeah.
And I was in the theater and I was like, I'm too tired to watch Parasite. I want to be able to focus when I watch it. Let me just watch something garbage that I can make fun of and laugh about, like
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels. And so I walked in the theater and I was in line and I was one person away from paying for my ticket, and then I walked up and the dude was like, what movie do you want to see? And I was like, Parasite. I saved myself at the last second. And I was focused and awake.
Yeah, okay, good. It's a good one, man.
Mhm.
I have friends who don't want to watch them just because they don't want to read the subtitles.
I can't
I
watch
can't
movies.
stand that, man.
I'm like, bro, you even use subtitles when you're watching English shows.
I do.
It's
Mhm.
laziness,
Yeah.
bro. It's just laziness. Like
No.
people are just literally so lazy they can't. I'm trying to watch
Hey.
the movie. Just read it. It literally automatically goes into your brain.
Yeah, it's you can watch the scene and read the text at the same time, and it all processes.
yeah.
And it's more beautiful in a way because it's a different language.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just illiterate.
True.
Maybe they were raised
And
during
like
COVID.
it's not even like subtitles or paragraphs long. It's like a sentence.
Yeah.
They're not usually super
You
complex.
could just be like, oh.
And depending on the
yeah.
language, some were more long-winded, so you get a little time, you know, to
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I think there are some Korean movies and like other like movies made by Asian directors that are like really good that we don't know about.
Oh yeah.
Like beyond Parasite. Parasite won a I almost said won a Grammy.
Won a Grammy. That'd be
Won an
sick.
Oscar, right?
It did. They won
Yeah.
Best Picture, and it was a huge deal.
It was the first like foreign one to do
First
that.
foreign movie to win Best Picture, and then they cut off the audio of the guys accepting the award like halfway through.
Wow.
Really?
And everyone got really angry about it, and then they brought it back. But
Well, we're so about diversity. You get them off the stage.
they were literally like one person said a thing, and there's like 50 people up there, and also it was the first foreign film to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I imagine they have some things to say, and they were like switching between like somebody else was coming up to the mic, and they turned off the mic and all the lights, and everyone in the crowd's like, "What are you doing? We're not done."
Why?
It was stupid. So they fixed it. But
Like we're on a schedule. We're on a schedule.
like
We gotta
Yeah,
get it
just
out.
like that.
a schedule.
We're on a schedule, baby. Get off the stage. That's
The
the stage
schedule, innit?
manager. Stage manager.
Man.
I'm just like the whole last 2 years of films, like is all a blur because of COVID. Like I don't even know when I watched what. You know?
Yeah.
We haven't had good stuff, man.
I'm keeping lists. So I like for the past couple of years.
Stuff you're gonna go back and watch.
Well, I've kept a list of everything I have watched.
Oh, you
for
have
the first
watched.
time.
It's large.
It's big.
How large is it?
Last year I watched 151 new movies.
Wow.
Wow.
And a bunch of shows too. Like I watched Game of Thrones for the first time. Like,
Did you finish it?
That's heavy.
Yeah, I finished it last year. And then this year I watched 139 new movies.
Well, it's not over yet.
Dang,
No,
you'd think
I'm gonna
that'd
watch
be-
one more.
You think it'd be
So you're
like,
gonna get to 140?
Yep.
Nice.
you'd think that you'd watch more movies this year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But I spent a lot of time just doing other things.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I have time to
Like getting content out for you guys.
like get
Like
pumping out
content
sick
for
content.
you.
I think I watched a couple more shows this
Mm.
year than I did last year, so that might be it.
Yeah.
But also, like all the movies I've seen, most of the movies I've seen this year are not from this year. Like of the 100 and whatever 40, maybe like 20 of them are actual movies from 2020. Like most of them are like The Terminator. Like I've never seen The Terminator, so
I've never seen The Terminator.
So like I'd watch that. I watched that for the first time this year. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or The Godfather. I was like, oh, never
Yeah,
seen
I
that.
haven't seen that either.
No. It's a
I haven't seen The Godfather either.
Make you an offer you can't refuse. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Is that the one where it's like, say hello to my little friend?
Not Scarface.
Oh.
Oh no, I thought it was Princess Bride.
No.
No, that's As You Wish.
No, that's what's the one with the
Or no, that's where he says prepare to die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My name's Inigo Montoya.
My father.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Yeah.
Guns him down.
I remember that part. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. I watched Goodfellas.
Good
Still have to watch
I watched that over quarantine as well.
Great opening scene with like the guy in the trunk.
Yeah.
And they're like
And
trying
they
to
shoot
kill
him,
him
right?
still. Well,
On
they
the
like
floor.
stab him a few more times and then they shoot him.
Yeah.
It's all like one like long take, real nice.
Savages.
Done.
Italians are savages, bro.
It's just vicious.
Uh,
Yeah, great acting too in that movie.
yeah.
Really stellar.
There's so many movies. I have to like say. I think I've said this on the podcast before, but there's like movies I want to save. You know, I don't want to get like all the classics out of the way right
Oh.
away. Because I watched The Godfather this year when I was 21. Like I waited that long because I was like, I don't want to watch. If I watch all the good movies right away, then like, what am I left with
Yeah.
at the end?
You want to be in a position to where you can
But
enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
are there, like, how many good movies are there? Is the question.
20.
There's like 20 of them.
Yeah.
20 probably.
Like ever.
But
yeah. Like
there's like there's like classics that I
Yeah.
haven't seen, like 2001 A Space Odyssey. Like
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen clips of it, but
Yeah.
I've never actually sat down and watched it.
I was thinking about watching it, honestly.
Yeah.
2001.
It's a good one.
Stanley Kubrick, right?
It's long
Stanley
as I understand
Kubrick.
it.
It is long.
Cube.
But you can
Stanley
handle that.
Sexy Boy.
I can handle
Kubrick.
it, but
Cooper.
Stanley
Stanley
the Cube-
Cooper.
Kubrick.
Kubrick.
Is it Kubrick or Kubrick?
Kubrick.
Kubrick.
I always say
Wait, it's Kubrick.
B.
Kubrick.
I was say
Oh, dude,
Kubrick.
I was thinking of Bradley Cooper.
It's directed by Bradley Cooper.
Stanley Kubrick.
Bradley Cooper directed A Star Is Born.
I'm dumb.
I'll be back.
Limitless.
He'll be back.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were just saying a Terminator quote.
He does this every episode. He gets up. You're right. He does this every episode. He gets up and
I was gonna
leaves.
say something before. Damn, what was it? It was about a movie.
Mm.
Oh, it was about. I recently rewatched Inside Out.
Mm.
And it was just as good the second time.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only seen it twice, I think.
And what'd you think?
I think it was good. I think I loved it when it first came out, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen it in a few years, to be fair.
No.
Like I think the last time I saw it was 2018.
And
or
you were
something.
only 18. No, you were 19.
I was 19.
Yeah.
Shoot. You guys see Soul?
No, I was gonna say something about that though. It's literally on every billboard in like the
Where?
world right now.
Oh, the one, oh yeah, yeah.
Soul.
Is it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It
on
came out
Disney
on-
Plus.
Came out on Christmas. Yeah.
I'm not,
We don't have Disney Plus.
no.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, our family. Well, I'm not even in it. I'm independent.
I'm independent. I'm a free
100%.
agent.
I had a month free. Like we all had the month free, but I spent that month on rewatching Sweet Life on Zach. Sweet Life on
Sweet
on
Life.
deck.
Sweet Life
On
on
Zach.
Zach. and
Sweet Life
Cody.
on Zach.
True. Soul
Uh,
was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I
Oh,
sh-
you saw it?
Yeah.
Wait, did you have to like pay for it like Mulan, or was it like just free on Disney Plus?
I think it was free. Yeah, I think it was free on
Okay.
Disney Plus, which was nice.
Is it like a Inside Out type thing?
Yeah, it's the
Because
same.
it's about soul, like your soul.
Yeah, it's the same dude that directed it, Pete Docter. I think it's one
Pete
of
Doctor.
Pixar's Pete Docter. That's
You
his
think it's
name.
one of their best?
that they've made recently?
Okay.
Like, not that
Talking
they've
about
been
Soul.
bad recently, but
Yeah,
like,
since the classics of
yeah,
the early like
Mulan.
Bugs
Wait, is that
Life.
even Disney?
No.
Mulan's
That's
Disney.
Disney.
It's not Pixar.
No. I mean, I'm thinking. Oh, Toy Story's Pixar. right?
Toy Story's
Toy
Pixar.
Story.
Bless you.
God
Thank you.
bless you.
Bless you.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
That was a glizzy right there.
That was glizzy right there.
That was, you glizzy gobbler.
Glizzy gobbler. I feel insulted.
I feel insulted.
So what was Soul about though? Like what was the?
Oh, it's this dude that is a jazz musician, and he dies, and then his soul is in like Soul World. I don't know. I'm trying to make it as vague as possible. And then
For
he's
all
like,
I'm probably
viewers,
not
yeah.
gonna watch it.
and he's like,
Uh,
no, I'm not done yet on Earth. I got to get back. So he's trying to get back to his.
So he's like in this like ghost.
Pretty
mode.
much. It kind of feels a lot like one of those early Pixar films. Like how Inside Out, you're like, this feels like so original, and
Yeah.
like this is one of those things you thought Pixar would have come up with like back in the day. So that's how I feel about Soul.
Is it a movie about accepting mortality?
Kind of. A little
Does he
bit.
Coco?
does he fade away to nothingness at the end? Like I will die.
Remember me. and then he
Remember me.
It's the one I guess it's not a complaint for me, like I didn't bother me, but it's like it's pretty like heavy for a kids movie.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
Pixar be doing that though.
Yeah, they
honestly.
always
Yeah,
be
but
doing
like this
that.
one like even more so. Like it's pretty existential. Like I don't know how much kids would enjoy it compared to Inside Out, where it's a lot more silly, and which is not bad, but
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, maybe they'll start making some more
I hope so, because Soul was super like
grown-up
surreal, and like I had to think about it a little bit. I was like, ooh.
Ooh, I'm gonna watch
Ooh.
But
that.
if you're a kid though, like, do you think that those concepts kind of go over your head, or
They absolutely do.
Yeah,
like, I
they
think
do.
there's some stuff in Soul where I'm like, no kid is gonna get that.
yeah.
I've rewatched movies from childhood, and I like a Harry Potter example is I watched Order of the Phoenix recently. I haven't seen it in years. I'm like, there's like a whole beefy underlayer of like
Yeah.
politics and
Yeah.
like subtext
Yeah.
and like all this stuff that just completely
Yeah.
just ran right over my head. I'm like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten any of this. And even if someone had, some people like an adult will look at something and kind of read between the lines
Yeah.
and be like, subliminal messages, this is threatening.
Yeah.
It's like you really think back. It's like as a kid,
Everything
none
was
of
just-
that's going
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, guy with one, oh, big sparks fly, oh, big magic, ooh.
No, I know that. I know that in Shrek, like, there's a bunch of like subtle like innuendos.
Yeah.
Like Farquaad.
Yeah. Or even just like, I don't know. Like, I think
the
there's
fact that they're like displacing people and taking their homes away, and are like magical creatures aren't actually people, and like all these kind of deeper, more adult themes of like human cruelty.
I think using it for comedy is a lot easier.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
It's not. I don't want to say parody is easy to write, but in a way, if you're just like putting a concept and then twisting it to be like, oh, we're talking about elves and goblins, like instead of that's a lot easier to do than
like an elf is never just an elf. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
But I think it's so hard to write something that is both talking about big themes and also is just fun to read, which I think you were saying Harry Potter. Like, this is the Harry Potter cast, folks, but
it's going to be happening a lot too.
A lot.
So get ready.
Get used to it. But like, that's a fun book above being a book that talks about stuff like, loneliness and
death of friends and family
and a lot of real stuff as they progress. Certainly,
even like terrorism and like like political, like the fact that Voldemort's literally running like a terrorist campaign against the Ministry, and they're denying it. They're using propaganda within it. Like, there's a whole propaganda storyline going on.
But at the same time,
undercurrent.
Like, I like reading those books when I was a kid too, and when I'm old, because it's about wizards and they're shooting spells. And
You're
stuff.
a Harry wizard.
You're a Harry wizard.
You're a Harry wizard.
I really wish I would have read all the books, man.
Shoot. And there's like creatures and stuff.
I do. I also haven't read Lord of the Rings. I want to do that too.
Also, with the creatures, I like how J.K. Rowling took a lot of like occult and esoteric creatures and like cryptids and stuff, and kind of like introduced, because like you wouldn't know about a lot. You wouldn't know what a griffin was if you didn't Harry Potter. You wouldn't know what the basilisk was. You wouldn't know about phoenixes and like all these really
That's actually
cool
true.
animals
Yeah,
and
wow.
stuff.
Because like the only indicator of what a basilisk is when it's in the freaking chamber. You're like, wow.
Yeah. Do you think?
And then he stabs it.
I got.
Oh no, he
something
stabs
for
the
you.
book, right?
Yeah.
Well, he kills the bat. He goes like up through the mouth with his sword.
Sword of Gryffindor.
His tooth hits his arm.
But then it cries on it, and it gets all better.
It burns up.
But fantasy's kind of popping off right now. Game of Thrones and like a lot of people are getting into that kind of thing. Do you think Harry Potter helped with that, kind of familiarizing people with that language of fantasy? But it's like a dipping your toes in, because it's the real world, but it has some fantasy.
Yeah.
But then now we can do like The Witcher, which has all these creatures in a whole nother world. Like, it's kind of like
The Witcher?
Nah, it's
Or read The Witcher? What is it? A book?
it's a book and a video game.
Oh, it's a
and a
video
TV
game.
show.
That's what I'm thinking of.
No,
I
it's
was
a
trying
TV
to
show
combine the
also,
two.
the TV show, so.
Yeah. I think, I think part of it is that how the focus of Harry Potter isn't really the creatures, but because it's introduced around everybody, you're kind of just like, oh, I'm like, if you hear basilisk in another book, you're like, oh, okay, I know the frame of mind. I know generally what this thing is. So I don't know. I think so. I think it's also just hard to make stuff that isn't like familiar or like reminiscent of other things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Because you look at like Star Wars and Harry Potter or things like that, or Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Any big franchise is gonna have. There's the ring wraiths and there's Dementors. They're kind of the same thing because they're big black hooded people, but
that's just your archetypes. Like
exactly.
there's Gandalf and Dumbledore, the old wizard that helps.
It's the same
you
thing.
out, but it's
I always
not there when
I
you
mixed
really
those two up as a kid. I'm sure every kid does.
Oh yeah.
Gandalf, Dumbledore, like they're just the same entity when you're a child.
Yeah.
And I was gonna bring up this. Right, you made me think of this point. Like, is there any original idea? Like, is there anything that hasn't been done before already? Like, in terms of like artistic expression, everything is inspired, I think, by
I don't know. I think
other things.
There's some stuff out there that you're like, wow, that's even if it's not fully original, you're like, man, I've never seen anything done
it that way.
In that way.
Yeah.
It's all about the mixture. It's like ingredients, like you have ingredients, but you can make so many different foods.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, everything has flour in it. Yeah. But it's going to be like the difference between a pie and a Hot Pocket.
Is there flour? Yeah, there's flour in Hot Pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gotta be flour in Hot
Brett's got to
Pocket.
fact check me real quick.
We'll get to it. Yeah, I'd say so.
Probably.
Yeah. Started living on my own, so I have to cook now.
Yeah.
And it's been real. First weeks, I was like, man, I don't want to do this, man. This sucks. I was just eating mac and cheese every day. But then I was like, wait.
Then you became the mac and cheese, and you're like, I gotta stop this.
No, like I couldn't like I didn't have a solid shit for like a month. Like it was just water. And
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll really
and so
do
then
it.
I
That'll
started
do it.
buying
You
chicken.
gotta write that down. What?
Write that down.
I gotta write that.
Then I just started making chicken and rice, man. Can't go
Chicken
wrong.
and
Yeah,
rice.
can't go wrong with chicken and
And
rice.
soy sauce.
Get the
man.
rice pilaf, dude. That's the gas. It's Arab rice.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got one talking point left.
Yeah.
If you wanna get into it,
Okay.
it's pretty spicy.
Okay.
I don't usually prep it. This is a joke. Okay.
This is a joke. All
This
right.
is a joke. So, God, right? He chose the Jews, right?
Yeah.
The Jews killed Jesus. God got mad at them. The Christians killed the Jews. God got mad at them. He said, all right, I'm wiping the slate clean. Muslims. I think my theory is that God is now on the Muslims team, and we have to switch sides.
Wow.
That's a theory right there.
It's a growing religion. What if it becomes bigger? Is
Dude,
that not the
it's-
only proof you need?
I
That he's
mean-
blessing them.
I think Christians already won. That's a Louis C.K. bit. You ever see
No,
that?
I haven't seen that.
Louis C.K. goes, Christians won. You know why? How? You know how I know that? What year is it?
Yeah, but I'm saying they're the rookies. They're coming up. They haven't even
They're
seen
the-
their heyday.
They're the Justin Herbert of the religions.
Well, Muhammad hasn't come back yet. So
Well,
like
to-
once he comes back, it could change everything.
To be fair, though, the political realities of a lot of Muslim countries are not great right now.
Yeah.
But you can see it. You can see it has growing pain.
But are the political realities of
I'm not to say the U.S. is any
Western
better.
countries?
Not to say the U.S. is any better. I guess violence is on the way here. Nah, I mean, I hope
Knocking
not.
at the door.
Somebody's knocking at your door.
I didn't like that song when I was
Somebody's ringing your
and I
bell.
don't know if I like it now.
That's just creepy.
Violence.
It's because
The
Paul
Muslims.
McCartney's super lazy. This
Mm.
man sings like a 5-minute song and doesn't get up to get the door. He's like, do me a favor, open the door. You open the door, Paul. You're in the recording studio. Never
Dude,
mind.
R.I.P. the rest of the Beatles, bro.
No, there's still one left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ringo's still
Ringo.
around.
What is he even doing?
He's
these
like
days?
painting in MS
He's
Paint.
like the worst one.
Yeah.
He looks like a goblin. Have you seen Ringo lately?
Yeah, he doesn't.
Hey.
I don't really follow Ringo.
Or he's more like an ogre. He looks like Shrek.
Well, Ringo when he was
Shrek.
younger was he looked like a
He
Brit.
looks like he looks like a horseman.
Brick? You
Like
said?
a Brit.
Oh.
a Brit.
You know.
Not
He looked like a
not
brick.
Brit, a Brit.
How does he look like a brick? It's like a brick.
Well, he just looks like if you described a British person,
Like a proper
from
Brit.
the 60s.
Yeah.
You'd
Like
be
proper
like, yep,
Brit in
that
it.
guy's from Britain.
Britain. Brexit.
Brexit.
I don't know. I haven't been keeping up.
all I know is that Brexit, like they officially left the EU.
They
like,
Brexited?
they Brexited. They pieced out. Yeah. So
Wild.
That's their
Study
last
up.
Brexit, man.
yeah.
You gonna think they're gonna Brenter next?
Brenter.
Brenter. Like, wait, we
We're
need
gonna
back
Brenter.
in. We need to Brenter.
That would be hilarious. First off. No,
Oh yeah,
what
I'd
if-
laugh. I'd chuckle.
What if they Brentered the U.S.?
Nah,
I'd be
dude.
down. Come back,
Yeah.
dude. That would be the perfect like reversal. Like
The
how
prodigal son.
losers,
Yes.
You
No,
have to
but,
come to
hey,
us
no,
now
no.
for the money.
The
I gotta
prodigal
come kiss
son,
the Don's
But the
ring.
son is now the father, and the father fell away.
Well, it's the old dad. Well, the old parent gets old and they can't take care of himself.
Yeah,
and then
and-
you take your parent into your
Yeah.
own home,
Yeah.
and then Britain dies.
Would we take them back? Is the question.
I'd be down.
You would.
Yeah, because then you could go over there like willy nilly.
That's true.
There'd be more British
That's true.
people with British accents here.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Hello, governor.
I love British accents. I wish I had one.
Me too, mate.
Like,
I
it
wish
feels
I had a
like
British
it.
accent.
No, you want some?
American accent, it just feels so clumsy.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel.
so-
I mean, I like my accent. You know, I got a super like bro-y whatever. Like I like it, but I kind of wish I was more refined. I can't change myself,
Yeah.
but I kind of
Yeah.
wish I was more
So you're
refined.
saying
But
you,
can you?
you can't refine yourself?
You can adopt
your
the.
speech?
I
if
mean,
you
sure,
lived
I
there, you
could,
adopt
I
the
could.
Is it too
accent.
much effort to do that, or is it?
It's just not me. I don't know. You know?
I almost faked a British accent when I started college because my last name's kind of British. So I was like,
Townsend.
people would believe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hello.
I didn't do it.
You'd be like, you
My
have to keep
name's
that up there.
Justin.
yeah.
That's the thing. I was like, that's a lot of effort, and I also
You might get to something you don't know how to say, and you're like,
yeah, like
Pincho.
Pincho. I learned this from Kerman. You know, like the term like banger,
yeah.
like that
Well, a
song's a
banger.
banger, or like
Mhm.
whatever banger. I found out a banger is like the British word for like a hot dog.
Really?
Oh, you wanna go
Like a
get
glizzy.
banger?
Like, oh, can I have that? Like, would you like a banger? Or like, oh, that's a banger right there.
It's a
That's a
banging
great
banger.
name. I love that.
Yeah, like, but I think he was referring to like sausage links, like a
Oh,
bunch of bangers.
Hmm.
You know.
interesting.
Anyway, I just thought that was funny.
Must start
Hmm.
calling it that.
A banger.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
burgers and bangers.
That's probably why.
Burgers and bangers, bro.
Burgers and bangers. Baby.
BBB.
Yeah,
Yeah,
start
they
like
also
a,
call like
start like a
fries
pop-up
chips.
stand. These
Mhm.
bangers.
Yeah.
People wouldn't know, but they'd be interested.
They say chips for fries.
Yeah.
They say
Fish and chips.
they say proper ting in it.
Proper ting in it. Going down to the Thames.
The Thames. Just a freaking river.
Nasty, like
Nasty
black
river,
Full
bro.
of shiz.
Shizzle.
Shizzle my
Full of
nizzle, dude.
Straight shiz.
Yeah.
Have you seen those videos of people jumping into the water in New York City?
You
Like
get
from
arre-
the-
you
from
get
the upper
arrested,
buildings?
Do
don't
they
you?
get like melted?
No,
The
like
skeleton.
like just the water
It's
around
just
like
acid.
the Statue of Liberty.
Oh.
And all that. Like there's people just jump in there and they come out and I'm like, they're poisoned. They're radioactive now.
They're dead.
It's gonna be like so dirty, bro.
Mhm.
Like the Hudson River, dude. Yeah. Dude, what's that one river in China that's like super dirty?
The Yellow River.
Maybe that's the Chinese one, so it's probably dirty.
There's
Oh
lots
no,
of
no, no,
that.
no! I didn't mean it like that. I
Someone get him out of here.
Hey, I think you need another break.
Hey, time out,
maybe.
guys. No, there's a lot of rivers in China.
There's a ton.
There's not just the yellow. There's the
Sun River,
the
right?
That sounds
the
real.
Sun
The
River.
Sunni River. I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Dude, man,
I'm
that-
sorry,
Shiite,
China.
Sunni.
That's a sect
Shiite.
of
I'm
Muslim
sorry. I'm
belief,
so
bro.
sorry.
Shiite.
You know, if you think about it, there's Sunni and Shiite, but if you think it just says shite.
Mhm.
So hey, so you obviously know who's right. Right?
You've got the sun and you've got shite. Think about that.
Is it the Nile River clean? Is that still a river?
Well,
I
let
don't
me
know if they
think
keep
about
it
my
clean.
ancient Egypt class that I took last
I
summer.
don't know.
I haven't seen any pics of the Nile.
So you're in denial?
Oh, man.
I wouldn't want to be in denial.
I
Looks
would.
like rivers in denial.
Classic.
I think the Nile's doing all right. Better than the Thames, at least.
better than the Thames.
What was the
Oi, what you say about the Thames?
what was the deal with teachers showing us Egypt constantly, like in junior high?
Dude, yeah, I did make a. I did write a
They didn't
poem
even
about
tell us the
Nile.
cool stuff.
We had to make the sarcophaguses.
Yeah.
Sarcophagi.
wait.
We learned a lot about Egypt.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Well, I think the reason we do that is because it's the oldest civilization on the planet.
No, it's. Oh.
What's the oldest?
Well, conventional knowledge says the Babylonians, but there's the Turks and Göbekli Tepe from like, you know,
Hey, don't
whatever,
Well,
10,000 years
okay,
before
okay.
that.
Let me rephrase myself.
The
Ain't-
Göbekli
the,
I can see through your lies. Come on.
the Egyptians were the oldest organized civilization in
No.
history.
No, the Turks and Göbekli Tepe made like buildings and big monoliths of stone,
Oh,
like
really?
as big as anything in Egypt.
Oh,
It was
man.
like recently discovered, last 10
Dang,
years.
I don't
Oh.
know.
So it can't.
I
it's been
stand
put into our
corrected
history
in
books.
this
It was probably happening when we were learning
Bish.
about it.
Mm.
Hmm?
in this bleep.
In this bleep. We got to bleep you a lot this episode.
Can we use just the classic?
I think I use a duck sound.
I like that.
I gotta hit the history books, man.
Hit up those history books.
Hit up those history books.
I watched some.
I'll just Google it.
They didn't have backpacks for a while back in school. Kids would just carry their books to school.
They had book bags.
They had that belt.
They had arms.
Yeah, book bags.
I know they had arms or like a belt, if anything. I was watching a Christmas Story, and the kids are just carrying their books to school.
Oh God, that would suck.
But there's like 2 books, so like it's way less.
Yeah.
But
he was also like 3rd grade.
True. Yeah, but I'm still thinking like, man.
When I was in the 3rd grade, I thought that I was gay.
Thoughts on Macklemore?
I like Macklemore.
Yeah.
Shame me. I like him.
Have you made anything like recently?
He did come out with
In 2018.
It was
Yeah,
it's not as good as
Gemini.
As thrift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Not as
Goodwill.
clean
Goodwill.
as
Poppin'
that initial
tags.
album.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Heist.
The Heist.
I liked that album. I
Yeah.
listened to that
This
a
is-
good about
yeah.
in middle school.
Yeah, middle
An
school. It was a
enjoyable
middle school
time.
thing. It was when I was
Yeah.
in,
I feel like Macklemore is gonna make a comeback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope.
I think it's because
I would love that, but I don't think so.
he's like a pretty I don't hate him, but I think he's one of those rappers people are like, man, Macklemore, get this dude out of here.
Yeah, get this dude out of here.
But but there's like new most hated rappers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's,
'Cause
yeah.
it
Right
was-
now he's kind of.
It was
There's
Logic.
not enough hate to go.
It was
around.
Logic for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah.
everyone hated Logic. I don't hate Logic, but I know a lot of people didn't like Logic.
Yeah.
And now
He
he's
clowned
retired.
on himself. Like I was a big Logic fan, and then he started making stuff that was just laughable. But
Mhm.
I still love
You're
Logic.
still wearing those circle glasses.
But he's like retired now, and then Chance dropped that
Oh.
piece of trash.
Piece of a garbaggio.
Garbage.
So now it's Chance the Rapper, which is sad.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chance is like the new
Yeah.
Macklemore.
6ix9ine half and half because he's a snitch, but like other
Yeah.
people are like, yeah,
Sticky
6ix9ine.
But I think
Glizzy,
there's a window for Macklemore to come
Yeah.
back.
Macklemore.
Macklemore, let's
Yeah.
go.
I hope so.
Like one day you
man.
just go on Spotify, you just change his name.
Macklemore.
I'm Macklemore.
That's
His album is
that's
called
his only
Macklemore.
bar.
Macklemore.
His
with
whole album is
Smacklemore.
instrumentals. And on the 5th song, halfway through, he just goes, "I'm Macklemore."
That's it.
That's it.
album over.
Oh, but Rick Ross is in the background making noises the whole time.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's not Rick Ross.
Oh, that's Lil Jon.
It's Lil Jon.
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross is the one that talks about jets and he's barking.
Rick Ross.
Wow,
That's my Rick Ross impression.
Well,
that's my Lil Jon impression.
that's a good impression.
Do you think Tupac's manager gave Eazy-E AIDS?
Oh, I don't know. Oh man, let's not get into that.
Have you seen those pictures of
Nah.
Tyga like literally kissing men on the mouth?
Really?
Yeah,
Tyga, my guy Tyga.
like Tyga.
Rack City?
Yeah, like Tyga, like the guy.
Dude,
Or maybe it was
man.
Lil Wayne. No, it was Lil Wayne.
Dude, the thing about Tyga is like, I liked Rack City. You know, it was the first like explicit song that I was like, Mom, you gotta let me buy this on iTunes. It's fire.
Rack City.
But I feel like hoes liked Tyga. You know, And I never-
Expand on that.
like he attracts hoes. You know. so-
Yeah. Yeah, he was
He's a little hoe-y.
the hoe guy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Hoe gang or no
I
gang.
can't stand these hoes.
Can't
Like,
stand these hoes.
Can't stand them.
Can't stand it.
Can't stand.
Can't stand. That's what happens when you can't lean a gardening tool against a shed.
Yeah.
You can't stand these.
Can't stand them.
Man,
Man.
you want some neckish.
Well, boys,
Well, boys.
it's been a pleasure, an honor.
Anything else?
actually.
Well, anything else you guys want
Anything
to
else you want
say
to talk about before
or
we
talk about? Yeah.
outro? Anything you want to plug?
Well, I
Your
always
Etsy?
want to express my appreciation for your channel, for you guys.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're a proper ting.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Who
all I
knows
gotta
with
say.
2021
Yeah,
will
knows?
the world, but I know that you guys,
Mhm.
future is bright.
we'll be here.
That's Brett
We know-
certified.
Brett certified. All right,
Certified.
let's go.
Yeah,
Shoot.
We know the country's on the decline, but some
Yeah.
people are just getting started.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to think. I
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
That's a good note.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on,
Yeah, thanks
Of
for
course.
coming on.
boys.
It's been a pleasure. Max, number 2. Hopefully
Thank
we'll see for
you.
number 3.
thank you.
Yeah.
And
And
Brett.
Brett, you're always welcome, my friend.
Wow. Thank you. You guys are always welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank
on
you.
our
Parents' house?
podcast.
Yeah, parents' house.
At Mama's house.
For sure.
Yeah, man. When
Well,
I'm president, you guys can still run. I'll let you guys run the show still.
Oh, nice.
okay,
thanks.
cool.
Can we
Thanks.
come to the White House?
No.
Oh.
Shoot.
Well, maybe one day. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
see.
one day.
Maybe one day.
We'll see.
Maybe one day.
Un dia.
All right.
Bye.
Get out of here. Bye.
Get out of here, you idiot.
No, I'm
I
kidding.
didn't mean
I'm
that.
kidding.